All right, thank you for joining us. Bayo Toyobe is right here with us. Bayo.
Good morning, Claire.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good morning, Kinsley.
Right,
Good morning, Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the Daily Trust newspaper, the front page of Daily Trust newspaper. Below the nameplates, you have an update of school children still in captivity. Federal Government College, Birni Yauri, been in captivity for 154 days, according to the paper. And Bethel Baptist High School, Kujama in Kaduna, you have the figure there saying they've been in captivity now for 136 days. That's for those who have not been freed. Lekki Toll Gate, that's the kicker. Panel says 11 dead. Lekki Toll Gate, panel says 11 dead. That's on page 34 in greater detail. Boa Chair, that's the kicker. It's cheaper to transport container from China to Lagos than Lagos to Kano. It's cheaper to transport container from China to Lagos than Lagos to Kano. Troops kill 50 ISWAP fighters in Borno as bandits execute 15 persons in Sokoto and attack Zamfara village for failing to pay levy. And right at the foot of the front page, that's the second lead story. It says Buhari approves fresh 656.1 billion naira bailout for states as governors meet over Party Club reform. And then on the right-hand side, you have a panel of headlines there. It says Ohaneze wants autonomous region. Sani Dangote's body arrives Kano today for burial. Sani Dangote is the younger brother to Aliko Dangote, that he was vice chair of the Dangote Group. Sani Dangote's body arrives Kano today for burial. Nigeria on alert as Iranian cyber spies target telcos and ISPs. Claire.
Yes, Kingsley. Let me start with the Al Jazeera Nigerian newspaper, and it has it as its bold caption, Gumi establishes school for bandits. Gumi establishes school for bandits, and it comes with two riders. Insists education amenities key to stopping banditry, and 6 partnership with FG states and LGs. And okay, let's take a look at the other stories from the Nation newspaper. The terror financing EFCC to beam searchlight on NGOs, says Bawa. And the lead story, federal government ASU on war path over unmet demands. And varsity teachers serve 3-week notice to resume strike. Government implementing pact. Now, just tucked in there, you find the various demands, ASU demands, funding for revitalization, earned academic allowances, EAA, outstanding promotion arrears, renegotiation of 2009 pact, inconsistency in IPPIS payment and UTAS. So these are some of the demands ASU is making. Now, opposition mounts against zonal law school campuses. It's also trending at on the front page there. Let me take you above the nameplate. NCC, Iranian hackers targeting telecoms and internet service providers. It's on page 28. You can find the details of that story. Gunmen kill 15 in Sokoto community attack. It's on page 3. And the big story today, inflation falls from 16.36% to 15.99%. Buhari governors Tinubu mourn Dangote. Okay, Bayo.
Thank you, Claire. Let's start with the story about the Academic Staff Union, who has now reminded everyone that it is now giving a 21-day ultimatum over a memorandum of understanding signed with the federal government in December 2020. ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osudeke says that it may be compelled to reinstate the 9-month strike it patriotically suspended. ASU went on strike March 2020 over disagreement with the federal government funding enrollment on IPs and also on N allowances and other issues. ASU and government signed an agreement to address the demands which led ASU to suspend the strike patriotically. The 22.1 billion N allowances was captured in the 2021 supplementary budget, and also the 30 billion revitalization fund for federal universities promised by the National Universities Commission, ASU says, are yet to be disbursed. Government has also said that it has fast-tracked the implementation. Government has also not fast-tracked the implementation of UTAS, the University Tertiary Accounting System, which ASU has recommended. The Punch reports that the Minister of State for Education, Mr. Emeka Nwajoba, says that ASU failed to give a breakdown of people to be paid earned allowances. He said, yes, they earned the allowances, and the earned allowances is individual, not that of an association. The Minister of State pointed out that there were issues with the first allowances paid, so ASU is to provide a breakdown of the lecturers who earn the allowances. Meanwhile, ASU says that citizens should hold Nigerian government responsible. Should it be forced to reactivate the strike it patriotically suspended on December 23rd, 2020. It took over 10 months now for ASU's patients to be exhausted, and now they are threatening to go back to the strike. The last strike lasted 9 months. That is 270 days for which public universities were denied of any academic activities. On the issue of the economy, there has been some indication that there has been improvement in revenue and reduction in the expenditure by the second quarter of the year. Central Bank data shows that fiscal deficit in the second quarter was about 1.9 trillion, narrowing down from 4.7 by 4.7%. It was 25 trillion and is now 62% of what it was in the first quarter. The quarter on quarter, yes.
Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. The other concern story was the story Kingsley read about terrorism. Daily Trust reports that 50 ISWAP, Islamic State in West Africa terrorists were neutralized by officers and operators. We recall that it was when soldiers were giving a response to the invasion of ISWAP in Askira that Brigadier General Zarma Zikirusu was ambushed, and he paid the supreme sacrifice. In Kano, the police in Kano have rescued an 80-year-old Alhaji Nadabo from abductors in Chiromawa area, local government area. Police, upon receiving the report, the Commissioner Samaila Shuaibu Diko deployed members of Operation Pofada, and they succeeded in rescuing the 80-year-old man.
Yeah, I'd like us to look at this issue of, should I say, protracted ASU demands and strikes, or this, wrangling between government and ASU. I mean, the story on the front page of The Nation this morning is quite confusing. ASU has listed a number of demands, which they claim have not been met. But right here, the Minister of Labor and Employment is saying that the money has been released, has been disbursed, and that they should go back to the employers to find out the progress of things. So, I mean, what is going on?
The Minister of Education said that, look, as far as we are concerned, we have responsibility over superintending over education. When it comes to payment, it is the Ministry of Finance. And the information available is that it has been budgeted, and it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Finance to disburse to the appropriate authorities and left for it to trickle down. Apparently, there seems to be a communication gap, but they ought to have resolved that. But the critical point here is that the life of public universities is also at the instance of another strike. We don't know how long this will go. The last one that was patriotically called off lasted 9 months, 270 days. There was no academic activity in public universities. So that is, in fact, the crux of the editorial of the Al Jazeera today.
Okay.
There too, they are talking about the fact.
True.
Yes.
Okay, let me quickly take it there.
The editorial,
yes.
page 3.
The editorial on Al Jazeera is on averting another ASU strike. And the crux of the matter, of course, like we read, is that the union is lamenting that despite meeting with the Minister of Labor and Employment on major outstanding issues, including those that we have read out, that the inconsistencies in IPPIS payments and other issues have not yet been addressed. Okay, let me quote the Oshodeke. He says, ASU is fully committed to upholding academic integrity in our universities and working to make them more globally competitive. We are equally committed to promoting, and I think this story continues on page 3, but yes, the bottom of it is how...
The cause of it all is that the editorial is saying that some of the issues that are leading to the strike are avoidable, and so they should do something about that to stem and protect the public university. But yesterday, the judicial panel in Lagos of inquiry on the restitution of victims of SARS-related abuses submitted its report. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appointed a 4-man panel, white paper panel, and it's to be headed by the Lagos State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Moyosori Onigbanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Some snipers from the report indicate that according to the Punch, a copy of which was made available to it, 9 protesters were confirmed dead, while 4 were presumed dead. Daily Trust report 11 dead. The Punch also says that 48 names were listed as casualties of the incident. Among the 48, about 28 sustained gunshot injuries, while 13 others were assaulted by the military. So,
okay, well, I mean, this is a matter that's been controversial. That's to say what happened at the Lekki toll gate on the 20th of October, 2020. I'm sure we have the opportunity of returning to that subject. Just to indicate that Sani Dangote, Aliko Dangote's younger brother, was 61 years old. And according to the Daily Trust newspaper, he had been battling with colon cancer before he succumbed in the U.S. They say his body has been flown back to Kano today for prayers and interment. Sani Dangote had been a guest on Good Morning Nigeria here in the Abuja studios, as well as in our Lagos Network Center. You know, may his soul rest in peace. Okay.
Amen. And just before we bid you farewell.
Super Eagles are playing the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde. Our qualification depends on either a win, or a draw.
And those Cape Verdean boys
are very unpredictable.
They are very unpredictable. They are determined. They have 10 points. Am I correct?
Yes, we have 12. They have 10.
12
if they
so
win,
it's a critical...
they'll get 13 and we'll be in the
polls.
Oh
my God.
But the Super Eagles are determined.
I wouldn't watch.
They are
because
determined.
The Super Eagles are unpredictable. I wouldn't watch.
They have stressed one thing. They said many of the players in the camp now will be an opportunity for them to be at the World Cup for the first time. They will put everything into it to make sure.
We keep saying that. See, how thirsty are those boys? Are they as thirsty as the boys from Cape Verde?
Yes.
We'll get and say, I know Kingsley doesn't want to talk about it. But please, Kingsley, I'd like to talk about these law school campuses, zonal law school campuses. It's still a bill which Senator Smart at AMA, has presented. But my question is, who is going to fund them?
Well, some legislators and other lawyers, I said, describe it as law school by politics. And they have opined that rather than establish and proliferate law schools all over, why don't you equip those that are available and fund it properly to function?
Well, the law schools that you have at the moment, they're still expanding for some of them that are new. But we raised this issue some weeks ago when Senator Smart at AMA first proposed it. I think it was during the first reading or so in the Senate, say that it will be done by geopolitical zones. I don't see the utility of that because already you have a number of law school campuses that are spread throughout the geopolitical zones. You have a law school campus in Lagos. That's the original law school in Lagos. That's the same. Assuming you say that's for Southwest, it covers Southwest. You have a law school here in Abuja. If you say that North Central, it covers North Central. There is a law school in Kano, the campus, that's Northwest. There's a law school in Yola, that's Northeast. You have a law school campus in Enugu, And then you also have a law campus in Bayelsa, and then Port Harcourt, Governor Nyesom Wike is building one, and approval has been given for it. And I recall when we were discussing it on that occasion, the DG of the law school had just visited the excuse me, ongoing construction work at the law school in Rivers. So that also will cover the south side. So you have, you know, you have a number of law school campuses that are already available. So the thing to do, and I remember saying this, it is not just the physical structure that you say you have a law school. It has to do with your faculty, and then the quality of your library, and then the access that the students would have for attachment, either to chambers or to courts. That's what a law school is about. It's not that, as you said, you know, politics of law school expansion. When we had only one law school at Victoria Island in Lagos, was that not sufficient? Because of course, population has also grown, and it has become necessary together. I think it's a bill.
Should give the yellow card.
I think it's a bill. I think it's a bill that should be shut down. Look for more productive things to expend the energies on.
We're discussing national development plan. It's a new national development plan. Of course, it's a plan that is very inspiring, given the investment size, investment portfolio. So let's see what it will, cover. Bayo, again, thank you very much.
Thank you too.
I'll be here on Friday, so I'll see you on Friday. This is Good Morning Nigeria. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at that development plan we're talking about.